everybody, Pinstripe here. Welcome to another Grunt League match. Tonight we have this Group B encounter between RagingLoony and FiftyMeth. Tonight I'm joined by Niclas.
Hello.
And of course we have another 3 rounds for you. Tonight we have Ridgeback, Pitch Invasion, and Ravine. So yet another new map if we do go to a round 3. But as you can see, starting with Ridgeback, RagingLoony going with the Grenadier, Medic, Para Scout, Sapper. Meanwhile, FiftyMeth going with just the med, Sapper, Scout, Para, and a Gunner. So we were talking just before we started the recording for this match about the big inclusion now of Gunners.
Yeah.
Yeah, the big inclusion of Gunners now that one of the Scouts has been reduced. So that means that players are not necessarily forced to, but Gunners become a much bigger inclusion into a best-of-3 lineup.
Yeah, that definitely seems the way. Like in training sessions I did before, it also seemed like games tend to have one map where both players just throw the Gunners at them because they want to keep their best classes for like the 2 maps there where they seem like they could be a better use.
Yeah, and it's always kind of telling when you see the Grenadier and the Medic together as well. You can kind of tell that that's the round where they're kind of throwing everything into it. But yeah, I don't know. I'm excited for this one. Thinking about sort of the past seasons, Raging is actually one of the older veteran players, going all the way back to Season 1 of the Pro League. But I just want to ask you, Niclas, as well, before he throws this cluster bomb. That does look a little bit weak.
Ooh.
Just gets around to him though.
Reaches its target, yeah.
Decent. Yeah, I want to ask you: have you had any scrims with FiftyMeth at all?
Nothing at all. I see nothing for him so far. Of course, I had one matchup with Loony in the rank up. 50 is having some problems. He did have some problems in setting up with focusing on the window.
Yeah.
Where he isn't the first, of course, but yeah. So yeah, nothing so far seen from 50. So this will be like a fresh paper for me.
Yeah, fresh overlook for both of us. Neither of us have seen him play, but it is of course Raging in the green, 50 in the purple, and that's interesting first maneuvers. Thinking about going for the long shot, but sticking with the Para, easiest being the closest to him. And just as I was saying about Raging, if we go all the way back to Season 1 of the Pro League, Raging finished 7th out of 10th in that first season. That was back when we had just one big group of 10 players. And then Season 2, we ended up finishing bottom of Group A. And another Tranquilizer. Could you get any luckier?
It is pretty lucky, but for some reason, this is like the only class you wouldn't want to pick it up with. Because...
yeah.
I feel it's like 50% that you get to use all of your tranks, so...
Yeah, and that additional one is going to be a huge advantage, and Raging's already started pretty strongly with that cluster on the Sapper here, bringing him down to 64 health. And surprised about the maneuvers here. He, ran away, turned around, I guess got his bearings, and then brought out the TNT.
Yeah, Raging really good with picking up also the crates using the mines and... getting some shrapnel.
Yeah, good utilization. We've got plenty of crates to choose from. Plenty of shrapnels as well, because they seem to be abundant on this map. Which is maybe one of the reasons why I dislike it so much. Or maybe it's just because I wish the poison barrels could do more. But who knows? 2 skip turns for both, and it's back to Raging again.
Indeed.
So we should maybe be seeing some poison here. But who do you go for? I'd honestly, pick out the Medic. You don't want to be kind of pairing everybody together. You see on the mini map, we've got some of the pairs forming up.
To be fair, this seems to be like a rather unusual Ridgeback in comparison to the Pro League we've had so far. Like there's been none mines activated, and we have, I think, on pick 7 or something.
Yeah, it's all very, very clean. No one wants to. Wants to hit him towards the minefield, but 24, that magic number. Having said that, Raging, yeah, he does have the scout as well, so potential for a skip turn, but this is where 50 needs to look to knock these pigs together. That's a little bit early. But I guess just trying to avoid damage onto his own scout. 16's not bad.
Yeah, very good hit, very good direction.
And
Another
yeah,
one.
grouping up. I mean, he's got time for another one if he wants to use all three of them on the medic. He needs to delete him as soon as possible, seeing as Raging definitely has the advantage with the medic grenadier combo on this map.
Let's see if you can pull it off.
Seems pretty comfortable. As you mentioned a minute ago, he is using a keyboard as well, so...
Yeah, exactly. That was a very good turn so far.
It was, yeah.
I thought so far it looked like Looney had a great start, and this kind of set them both split, but this is a very good TNT as well. So
I'm just thinking Raging needs to... Oh, he could have jumped down there, but he's like basically put himself in the same position now as that scout who doesn't even touch a mine.
Yeah, it is a very dangerous position, but that damage was pretty good. Let's see if... I think the scout will be next. 50? Oh no, never mind. He already had his turn.
Let's see how good his mortar game is, because, I mean, if he is looking at the grenadier. No, he is looking at the scout. Okay, that looks pretty good.
Very good. 45
Knocked
damage.
him in the right direction too. Oh,
wow.
And a very, very unlucky spin. Oh, alrighty. That's a chunk of water damage there. Plus the 45. I don't think Raging's gonna take a peek at his scout's health.
Yeah.
If he can get a lucky bounce here, he could get the kill on the sapper.
So far, every turn we've seen has been with a lot of damage, or at least a trank.
Yeah, it's going to be high output now, especially with the grenadier. He could take out that para, but you have to get a little bit closer for that high explosive. Cluster from that distance is possible if he rolls it the right direction, but I think he's going for the gunner instead, playing it safe.
And you can see he was kind of tempted to use the gunner as a body block, because that would have been a long body block, but
not as good as I think he would have wanted, but that... Oh no, he does get the kill.
What is it with that water turn? It happened again. Like, he doesn't choose the nearest shore, he just opts for the island.
Yeah, it's like, nah, it's right in front of me, but I feel like a swim. But gets the kill. And an okay hit on the gunner. Could have been better, but I think he'll be happy with the kill anyway. Some shrapnel grenades for the medic, but I think that's going to be used later on. ×4 now, so bring out a tranquilizer. Could even have time for a heal, but not the best utilization of the medic here. I think there's just a lot more thinking involved here for 50. A lot of time spent. I mean, he's been sticking with the para, which is fine, but both turns he's had with the medic now have been quite slow.
Yeah, you could see, like, time utilization is a very big thing. A lot of players can still optimize in Grunt League, and I'm very happy I think we were even thinking about going the whole league 30 seconds, but from the matches I have seen so far, it feels like it's a much needed relief for new players to be able to take their time. And
I think 45 seconds is plenty for the group stage, and it will be dropped down to 30 in the playoffs, which I think is good progression. You know, it's especially for considering the preparation that players have in both leagues in finding out what maps you're playing at the start of the week. You know, there's enough time there for some kind of practice to take place if players want to. So that's, I guess, when it comes to the playoffs, it's more of a question of, you know, how far do players want to go, and it's like, if you want to make it to the final, you put in that time. But if it's more casual, that's still fine, because as long as you're enjoying the game, that's all that really matters.
Exactly. And the removed 15 extra seconds kind of give more room to improve, because if you only have like the same time limit, you can only improve on basically better positioning better shooting, better tactics, and time is another factor that then comes into play. This could lead to a kill.
Medic. Oh no! Drops short, but unintentionally gives a body block in the end, so the med lives for a little bit. And Raging, I think, needs to get some poison away before his scout is potentially taken out by the gunner, because it's, I think, bound to happen. 50's got to get rid of the scout at least.
Yeah, a lot of poison could help him. I think targeting the medic would have been the best thing by now. He's pretty healthy and he has 4 shrapnel, so he will be still dangerous in the end game.
Yeah, he's been kind of left alone with that para, and Raging hasn't quite dealt with him yet. There's no real safe route around it, but he's going to instead stick with the gunner, which again it's okay damage, but now he has to deal with that low health pig, which is not very optimal when you no longer have jetpacks.
Yeah, exactly. You're kind of losing like a lot of damage potential with so little HP pigs.
Exactly. It's a major disadvantage to kind of dropping your opponent's pigs below, I'd say, 15 health. Anything below that is kind of becomes a problem for you because you have to spend a turn taking him out. If you have no jetpacks, you have to use a weapon or head jumps to take out that pig. So Raging's got kind of made himself some more work there. But that is another solid mortar hit, full 50 this time, and no water damage, but down to 19. So we now have 2 pigs on those magic numbers.
Yeah, 50 really proving himself that he knows his way around mortars in this map.
Yeah, he's been very consistent so far. I'm liking it. Some solid plays, but there could potentially be a kill here. Should be... Oh, he will be dead. He's on 46.
Yeah, this is like a perfect example of good damage utilization. Like, it's 50 damage max. And... Oh, but he does get some self-damage.
Yeah, little extra squeal. I think I thought he was just far away enough, but... Now we come back to, I guess, the final tranquilizer. And I think this time, yeah, we're going to see some... Maybe some healing? He seems pretty determined, so my brain's immediately thinking healing hands.
Yeah, healing could really turn us around for him, and maybe he even has enough time for shutting down the medic.
Yeah.
Loony.
But then, in some senses, with healing him now, this kind of turns the... Unless he takes out the scout right now, this will really put the advantage to Raging, because if he knows what to do in that situation with 27 health, just get the 2 head jumps and a poison, and kind of there's your skip turn. And kind of a waste of a tranquilizer there as well. It does the damage, but he could have easily done that with just 2 of the rifle bursts, save the tranquilizer.
Exactly.
And now Raging can yet again heal the sapper back up again. Up to 149, and I think this will be the final turn here for the Orderly, even though he should still have, I think, 1 more tranquilizer or 2?
He does have that extra one he picked up, yeah.
Yeah.
But he's very far away, so 50 needs to opt to move in there and really make sure to get rid of him in the next couple of turns.
Yeah, he's going to have to go the long way around, and this is interesting from Raging. Very close to a minefield, any kind of explosion here. I mean, it's definitely going to kill the scout.
Good work. Very nice.
Yeah, but was there any damage on him? It was 4, so... Yeah. Could have been worse. Could have slipped into the mines.
Yeah, definitely. Worked out in the end, though. So, let's see.
This is where he really needs to take out the scout. The mines are right there, either side of him, basically. It's not a good position. So any kind of nudge should be enough to take out the scout.
Yeah, and another very precise shot.
Beautiful. Oh.
Yeah.
Slap bang in the center.
And it was deliberate, I guess, because he knew the HP of the scout, so also got awareness.
Yeah. Just heavy weapons are very much his thing, so I guess that answers our question as to why he took, I guess, one of the gunners over a sapper. Raging, that's going to be a long drop. Yeah.
Well, he does have the time.
He does, and could he get the kill if he's knocked in? I think he's safe.
Yeah, he should be safe.
That then creates a bit more work with only 12 seconds on the clock. He could nudge the med here and just focus him down instead. The guy is less important right now. If he can just save a jetpack, maybe get away. Cheeky bazooka. No, he's going to body block and just get the kill. So that's still... Oh, is it enough?
Could be. Oh,
No!
it's not.
So he I think he... I don't actually know if he damaged that. I guess he only damaged him a tiny amount because he's down to 12 health now.
Yeah, I think he was... No, he was down to 7 and got the healing, so... Basically, a jetpack didn't hit him, I guess.
Yeah, so... Time lost for Raging. Big advantage lost as well, not being able to poison. So now the medic can roam free. Of course, the other med is still alive on the other side of the map, but can he make it there in 20 seconds?
He will still have another turn on... Unless he opts to only slow the gunner down with the sapper, but let's see.
I don't know. Again, the positioning here isn't great. Ridgeback is not very friendly when it comes to positioning, and that's a
36 plus some
I don't think that
order.
was intentional, but I mean he'll take it because that was just perfectly in line with that first shrapnel coming straight outwards, and it did the job. But again, medic is still alive, so he can kill the gunner here, but it's going to be down to the orderly to take out that medic of Raging's, because if that med stays alive, the tranquilizer is still there. He still has 2 of them, so that could change things. Taking some unexpected water damage.
Yeah, and again some self damage, but
Yeah.
all in all, still fine.
Yeah, big advantage though to Raging right now, just because of the health.
Yeah.
Para is comfortable unless
Ooh.
we can see.
This seems like a big mistake. Like, he needs to take out the medic now, because it will be his next turn.
Yeah, and the blimp is directly overhead, so he's got to watch out for that too. I don't think we've seen many blimp interruptions yet so far this season, but it's got to happen at some point. It worries me every time.
Can hear it. Another good shot.
Yeah, it's consistently in the 40s or higher, so good times. But this should be a simple tranquilizer to the face, just to silence. Or I guess some healing as well. There is potential for some reach there, but
Yeah.
I think he'll play safe.
It looks like he's feeling very confident.
Yeah, just controlling the game, I guess, with the trank, and keeping his distance as well. Doesn't want to make it an easy target once 50 can take his turn. That's some good positioning as well. Down to 23. Sadly, no poisons, but even so, if you can take out the gunner next, then it should be an easy first round win, so long as Raging can find these next few shots.
Yeah, very comfortable health advantage, and
Goes for the straight up, straight down. If he gets the lucky slide, no. Could get some head jumps, still plenty of time.
yeah, but I think he's down to what, 32?
Oh yeah, I forgot he was healed.
Yeah.
So I think now that was with that 20, he should be back down to 12 again.
Ooh, and he actually goes for the medic now, which it does make sense. The gunner is not able to kill all 3 of the remaining green pigs.
Yeah, removes the threat of healing as well, just because, and yeah, the scoop is the best option for that distance. So with a 3v1, I think 50's got his work cut out for him, unless something magical can drop from the heavens, but even then, the health advantage is just too much. So he's going to make his way inwards. I mean, maybe try and put up some defense, but with only 12 health, it just needs a simple punch, simple shot, simple bazooka, anything from Raging just to deal the damage. But if he can take a few with him before his turn ends, I'm sure he'll take the positives, but using every second available. And even picking up a crate along the way. No one has picked up those mines. What?
Actually, forgot. Yeah, now he's
It's really
realizing
too late.
it.
He's a bit too flustered, and
It could
that is
have
unfortunate.
gotten him. Oh, maybe that could have been something huge with lucky minefields, lucky water damage, but it was a lot of time to even walk there, so
Yeah, I think overall just a little bit too much to think about for 50. Raging, of course, has played this map many times in the league before, so a bit more confidence from him. as he takes round 1, and we move ahead to pitch invasion.
Okay, welcome back to RagingLoony versus FiftyMeth. We're going to pitch invasion now. The new pitch invasion with some added mines. Loony this time going only with his medic at 3rd, which is kind of odd. So, what do you think about that, Pin?
I am seeing it's fairly common actually with both of these two now. I imagine they've done a little bit of testing because, as you can see from 50's lineup, he's got Med 2nd, Gren 3rd. So there's that, I guess, an anticipation that they won't make it to the MoMA on that first turn. So, I mean, starting with powers on both as well. So they're both banking on taking either health crates or the airburst. So not a priority for once, MoMA, which is kind of nice. And I guess the slippery tiles helped. I know that you've done a lot of play on the new pitch invasion. Thoughts on that one?
Not a lot, but it was enough. Like it's one of the maps where you can actually tell which ones are slippery and which ones aren't. It's a little bit. Of course, it's more slippery tiles than before, but it is kind of you're kind of able to tell on this map in contrast to others.
Yeah, the older textures are trickier to unravel, especially when you've got those textures in front of you where you can tell that like the trench wall is there, but then you just have like the plain texture, and sometimes that's slippery and sometimes it's not, and it's like, well, that doesn't make sense, but the game doesn't tell me or let me change that. So
yeah,
I can understand why it can be confusing, especially on some of the new maps like High Pass as well.
Yeah.
Where that same text is used, but the lighting is different as well. So yeah, just a lot of confusion with the slipperies. But at least we have them now on these maps that in previous seasons have not had any slippery tiles. So I'm hoping for a more interesting match.
Yeah, that was a very close drop. Well, now the tables have turned. 50 is starting with the stronger lineup, but also with the first turn.
Yeah, I mean some damage, but definitely not the max that he was hoping for. So I think Raging might play it safe here and just gather up some health. And I mean, yeah, there's plenty of time there to go and grab both.
Yeah, these have been set to 20 now, right?
Yeah, all health crates have been locked at 20.
Well, not all, but
I don't think there's any more 10s. I'm pretty sure I went
there
through
is.
Most. No.
On
Boy,
high,
if they are 10s,
I think High and Dry is the last map that has random crates. And
oh yeah, that's a good point. But I think they work, right? Because you're taking the gamble by swimming out there. So
yeah, Loony sadly missing the jetpack here. Looking for some simple 40 bazooka damage.
Yeah, sadly I have to pick out the gunner. That's a little bit too much, but he'll take the 36. Ends up body blocking the med, who can take his turn now.
Yeah.
And if I was him, I guess, yeah, go with the MoMA. We do also have the puddles as well. Those you can see on the ground right now. Those you can fall into, so you have to make your way around them. So there is tiny bits of water here and there. Can you make the jump there is the question.
He just needs to walk over here, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
it's the ones that have like the brownish line textures that are still slippery. The complete green ones tend to be safe.
Yeah, that's the thought process. But then, like I said, it gets a bit confusing when they're both slippery, and it's like, but the other one wasn't. I don't understand.
Like when some of the greens are slippery and you can't really tell the greens apart. So
yeah, sometimes those tiles are just extended a little bit too far, but. Again, sometimes the game just doesn't like it if you set things to be flat when they're not meant to be. But glad to see another gunner here for Raging. Not sure on the positioning. He's going to have to back it up a wee bit if he wants to target the Grenadier, because so far, no damage to either the medic or the Gren for 50, but it looks like that's going to come here with the mortar.
That's a bit far.
Yeah, he's going to have to drag that back a little bit. Yeah, that's over the horizon. Raging did say at the break that he doesn't necessarily mind if he loses this one, only for the sake of being able to go on to round 3 and play on the new map. So
yeah, the new maps definitely are the interesting ones you want to see. Even this is interesting, seeing like small changes made to the maps with the minefields.
I guess just trying to ensure that we have some replayability in our existing ones and to bring in some new ones. So hopefully, as we were saying at the break, in later seasons, hopefully be able to bring in more maps from the new map pool, I guess, or the new map file. But we'll see, because as with everything in the league, it requires balancing and testing and everything else in between. So
it's a bit far as well.
That's
I
okay.
guess.
And that is good.
Oh, never mind. Perfect.
Get it again, and any splash damage? No, but it'll take the 49, seeing as the Para was basically the same health as this Sapper right here.
Yeah, further cementing his mortar place.
Yeah, so far he's been one of the most consistent mortar players, or just heavy weapons players that I've seen so far this season. And we've had some good shots with a lot of the players. Actually, I've kind of been taking note as the matches have been going on. I mean, it's a bit early for the top 10 plays, but even so, the overall performance of all the matches we've seen so far have been very high compared to previous seasons, which is great, because the grunts have been taking notes, essentially.
Definitely.
And training with the best, of course, as I've seen. Plenty of scrims going on, we love to see it. People just getting together to play some multiplayer, and really just getting involved with the league and the competitive rule set. It's just so nice.
It definitely is a nice competitive setting, yeah.
Yeah. But will we finally see some poison? I think he was maybe looking for the double. A grenade launcher? That's
some water damage here.
I guess so. Yeah, it's a good pick, but I would honestly. There could have been a chance for a triple. Oh. No, that bounces. Okay, gets.
Wait. Okay.
Gets lucky. But yeah, I could see he was looking for maybe the double, but if he could have rolled that down the trench in a certain way, I mean, it sounds easier than in practice, but there was maybe potential for a triple poison there.
Oh, that would have been tough. No, I didn't see that, but well, maybe he could have tried something. Yeah. The double's always preferable.
Yeah, we'd love to see the doubles and the triples, and yeah, I think so far from just observing the matches we've had so far this season, I am enjoying the heavier inclusion of the heavy weapons pigs, because it's like, you know that the poison is still there, and players are still able to use 2 scouts in a single round in a best of 3, but I don't know, I just feel like it kind of mixes things up just that little bit more.
Yeah, I think kind of. Are they splitting apart? Yeah, okay. I was just gonna say he's kind of missed the opportunity here, but it was enough to split them apart.
Yeah, can he get a better hit this time? He's got 2 of his airbursts to use, and there is still both a health crate and another airburst crate on the other side of the map. He's taking every precaution necessary. Doesn't want to hit the.
Wait.
Interesting.
Oh, is he saving the angle? But that doesn't work.
I don't know. I guess.
I think maybe he was just checking out the angle. This will work probably.
This feels very Iron Foxy to me.
Yeah.
But I guess he'll take the 44. Para's on 101, Sapper on 106. This gunner on 54, so not looking too healthy. Potential for a kill here, if you can just combine this with a cheeky bazooka. No more jetpacks for the single para. So that means that he can no longer collect an airburst, which I would have prioritized, because if he'd have done that, he could have just taken him out with that single airburst. But
yeah, no, he's opting for 60 damage, which he could have done with a single airburst and still had much more potential in next turns. Now he's just kind of strapped to the bazooka if this hits. Very nice.
Yeah, again, and feeling very Iron Foxy with a low angle, but gets the full 40 and the kill. But I feel, given the extra jetpack now that 50 has, seeing as he hasn't used his last one, he still has the opportunity for either extra health or extra munitions, but the skip turn here is going to be huge, and we see No body block Momo, but even so, big advantage for him now, dropping him down to 37.
Yeah, wasn't really able to heal someone from his team because they are so far apart and on the platform.
Yeah, and now this is another advantage as well for 50. The gunner here on the Magic 45. So it could be potential for a skip turn with his medic now tranquilized or just locked in that moment. It's not looking too healthy for Raging at the moment. He's going to stick with the body block, go for the Grenadier. He's still on full health as well.
Yeah. It's not even the damage advantage 50 has now, but also the kind of big advantage with the medic and the Grenadier still alive, plus air bursts, everything.
Yeah, the prioritizing has been a bit funky for Raging.
And will this hit again? Okay, makes it a pretty good shot.
Yeah, takes the 45. Decent considering his previous mortar was up and away, but body block now puts the pressure. I guess he can just wait until it's his own scout's turn to hit him with the sniper rifle.
And is he actually going for the para? Kind of the worst pick to go for because he's essentially one of the weakest right now, but
yeah, he's really not a priority. I think just because of the health alone, he just wants to drop it down, but yeah, in comparison, I guess because he's got Raging's medic kind of locked down, so it's not too bad.
Yeah, I think maybe even going for the Saber that would have been better, but that seems to be fine enough. He is definitely ahead right now, so
especially with full health scout as well. Just a simple shot to the face will do here. So that's another skip turn. The medic won't be able to get to him unless Raging decides to use a turn to not skip a turn. We'll see.
Yeah.
He does have the full health sapper, so I mean it's not all doom and gloom. It's still...
He actually still has all of his picks left, so that's still an advantage in that turn. But
yeah, it's... I guess he has them all, but they are pretty low health with the power on 14, gunner on 5 and poison, the medic on 37 now.
Yeah.
So it's gonna really come down to this sapper to do something. And I guess the other sapper is on 106, so it's very close.
Yeah, at that point just maybe focus one of the sappers, so it looks like the full HP sapper will be the last one standing on his team, so getting rid of all of his TNTs and maybe even shrapnels will leave him useless as well, kinda.
Yeah, interesting maneuvers here. I mean, he's got the 2 jetpacks left, but I would honestly have used those on the medic, take him out, and then just hit the sapper with the air burst, so you're kind of mitigating the damage between the two.
Yeah,
but he's kind of pouring everything onto this sapper, which is fine as well, because, I mean, he was on 106.
Yeah, maybe he's, I don't know the exact HP of the medic, maybe he's setting him up for poison skip with the next
oh, that's a good hit as well, down to 10 now. Yeah, the medic is on Raging is still on 37. So yeah, there's potential for 2 head jumps and some extra business, but I don't know, I honestly would have just gotten rid of him and then focused elsewhere, because the Grenadier for 50 is technically still alive, although he is on 25 health as well, so there is potential for 2 skip turns for Raging.
Oh, you... Okay.
Yeah, that one's solid.
I can never tell with these puddles, but yeah.
Yeah, I think that one is solid because I think there's a spawn point on top of it.
Oh, yeah, true.
Yeah, just because of the space, so I was like, I'll keep it solid.
I think it's basically only the middle ones, right? That are...
Yeah. Those are the bigger ones, so I figured, naturally, why not? I think he's a little bit... No, actually, he could make it. If he'd have started running already, and he could make it to the Grenadier and heal. There's still time. Again, it's just those key moments of using time to stop and think, like you need to be constantly moving. But I guess that's just because my brain is wired to 30 seconds, but even so.
Yeah.
Gotta make it back comfortably.
Yeah, it's also the thinking at the start of your turn what you want to do, using that
Yeah.
time you still have.
Yeah, thinking between turns and just before starting your turn is absolutely key, and he's got to make sure he gets this away. 3 seconds, 2, 1, just about, but that's decent time management nevertheless.
Yes.
Like we said, it's just a case of making sure you know roughly what you're going to do before you start your turn. If you're going to heal, go do it, know exactly who you're running to, and then kind of know your next turn while doing that within your own turn, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So it seems like Loony will miss out on 2 turns next. It will be the gunner and the medic next. So
Yeah, that's going to be a big advantage now for 50. I'm torn, honestly. I mean, I'm obviously completely neutral, but I would like to see a round 3 on Ravine, just for the sake of it.
yeah, it's looking like that. So if you can use the cluster grenade here as well, which he has been very good at so far. That's a bit of a weird tile to stand on, but
Ooh, not the biggest amount, and the crate drops down as well. But as you mentioned, it will be the skip turn for Raging, so
yeah,
if he can collect that himself, and I guess just focus down that sapper or poison or whatever, I don't know. It's very comfortable with the full health scout. The grenadier is on low health, which, as we mentioned, is going to be even more trouble for Raging with no jetpacks. So I mean, you could get the head jumps and then try and deal damage elsewhere, but it's still going to be a lot of work.
is he actually aiming for a double poison here? That's very unlikely.
I mean, why not?
He
As
can
long
try.
as he doesn't hit his own, yeah. He's got to have enough momentum to make it back up the other hill.
Yeah, it's a tough shot. You gotta choose the right angle, choose the right power, not too much. So, and that is way too much.
Way too much.
Oh,
At least
okay,
he got the
never
one.
mind.
Yeah.
It was
Oh,
actually
no.
point on.
He triggered the minefield. Yeah. That's fine though. I guess he'll take the kill.
Yeah.
He's got that extra turn anyway. Plus the just the low health now. If you can just focus down the sapper, moves down to 106.
Could actually pick up those extra jetpacks that spawn right next to him. That doesn't seem to.
I don't think he needs them, to be honest.
Yeah, it just would make it much easier for him. Like this could actually be a kill in that way.
I don't think that's enough, is it? I think that's a little bit too.
Yeah, if you would have used the jetpack to kind of slide him towards the minefield.
Oh, true. Yeah, I suppose. Get some nudges in, close the gap. But now, Raging he's got a body block. Not sure on the TNT here.
Yeah,
Seems a little bit overkill.
I think it's too much to overcome now. Yeah, he just goes for.
Again, head jumps were possible from that angle. And considering he's only on 5 health, it wouldn't have been too bad, but you should see... he doesn't even need to heal. The scout is on full health. Para is on 129. And as you mentioned, we should have a double kill here if he can get that jetpack on target.
Yes.
Just needs to be cool, calm, and collected. We were mentioning in the first round, 50 was a little bit slow with his thinking, but he's been pretty precise in the second round, so some good improvements overall.
Yeah,
I think
felt like
just seems to... Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, it felt like he kind of warmed up. Yeah.
Seemed pretty confident on this map. I mean, I don't like Ridgeback either. Oh, just gets it on the third one.
Just gonna say that looked a bit of a weird angle for the.
Just that extra height was enough to do it. Gets the double kill. Beautiful turn with the medic, despite the slight worry. But even so, the health difference is just too massive. Because you can't see it on the minimap, but the scout is going to be sitting comfortable. The medic will die here, but I think as long as 50 can get damage on his next turn, then it should be round 2 to him. But I shall hold my tongue for now.
Yeah, it does look very comfortable for him though. So
Yeah, just as long as the blimp doesn't get involved in any way, nothing
yeah,
crazy happens.
nothing accidental minefield type
Yeah.
stuff.
Even just a simple poison would be enough here.
Yeah, setting him up for 40 in the end, in the next turn.
Yeah, and I think Raging is one of those players as well. We've seen it countless times. Oh, I forgot he's even got the airburst, so he could end it here. Raging's one of those players where if he knows that it's kind of game over, he will kind of submit and move on. He's not a player that likes to kind of linger, so I probably see a shrapnel here to end this round on himself.
Yeah, he's a lot of TNT as well, so
Yeah, it's just like screw it. Let's just move on. So, seeing him play, oh, doesn't even get the extra. That's a kick in the teeth, but
yeah.
gets a little bit splash. But it is 50 to take his very first round in the Grunt League, and that means that we go to the new map. It is Ravine coming up in round 3. So welcome back, everybody, to round 3. We move on to a first for all of us, both commentators and players. It is the new map Ravine. So what to expect from this one? Have you taken note at all, Niclas, of the crates on this one? Ironic that I'm asking you this as the map maker. I didn't note that down.
Ravine. Wait, isn't Ravine the mission with the spies? Does it have even crates? I kind of forgot. To be
Mission
honest.
17's old
Yeah.
map. But I think I kept the crates fairly balanced. You should be seeing some anti-P mines. They're all kind of mid-level crates, nothing too crazy.
I actually can quickly look him up. Ravine. All right, I got him. So, yeah, kind of. Oh, this one. Yeah, of course. Kind of split apart across the river.
Yeah. As, like I said, the older version of Mission 17. No minefields, no bridge, but there are areas you can jump to, like here, for instance. We have a rifle burst. So you do risk taking the water damage, but there is the health crates as well on both sides, as 50 goes first and decides to invade on this side and kind of take everything, but suicide's a good call. Just in case we see some poison later on. That's what I'm quite excited for on these new maps, is just the inclusion of healing items and very helpful abilities that we don't see in multiplayer, like the suicide. Long slip, though. It's going to be a long way down. It does still have 4 seconds to do something, but uses a jetpack instead to get him close to the water. So not too bad of a turn, but surprising.
Yeah, and also let's see, lineup-wise, RagingLoony is setting himself up for 2 scouts, so a bunch of poisons should be involved in this one. 50 taking only 1 scout, but more of a sapper, more para, more damage-oriented lineup.
Yeah, those extra jetpacks are going to come in handy, and it's whether or not Raging can rely on his gunners going 3rd and 5th to really pull the punches. I mean, it is a good map for gunners. It's kind of like a higher elevated bridge the gap in a way.
Prepared shot, okay. Maybe.
Solid hit. Sadly, no extra splash, which is always a risk on this map with air burst. But like I said, good defensive positions for the gunners, and suicide holding on to that just in case. Now he's got 2 of them to use, so if any of these 2 end up getting poisoned or worse, then there is a solid 50 on the cards.
Yeah, it might seem silly, but there are some scenarios where the suicide might come into play, yeah.
Yeah, I think if you're poisoned, say if you're poisoned and you're on, I guess, I don't know, 16 health or lower, that's usually a decent time to use it. Whether or not we'll see that, I mean, the mortar's coming out again. That looks
Close
a
range,
little
but
bit
looks
short.
good. Oh.
Yeah, catches himself a little bit. Could have backed up a bit, but even more on himself there with the 8 and the splash, and the water is going to bump into. No, doesn't bump into the player. But
kind of evens out the damage. It's like same damage to himself, closely.
surprisingly slips in, but slowly but surely all the crates are being collected. Raging, I think, will be looking for the health as he takes a lot of water damage coming across. I'd leave that crate and just go for the health, man. Just, I don't know.
Maybe he's setting up for a flamethrower here.
Maybe, but again, my eyes are just fixated on the health crate.
Yeah.
It's right there. And it will mitigate the damage taken, seeing as we have no more grenadiers, no more medics, and again, I don't think he's seen the mini-map, because the health crate is right below him. And
like
even if he does the damage here, that's
very good
then
echo.
just... Yeah, that is another good hit. And the splash,
Wow.
much better than last time. Gets a full 70. But again, the health crate is right there, so he can just heal himself back up again. So, slightly unfortunate maneuvers for Raging. I don't know if he kind of had tunnel vision a little bit on kind of dealing damage rather than healing, but always look at the minimap. That's a key tip. Although I shouldn't really be saying that to Raging, considering that he's been playing in the league for so long.
Yeah, it might be because of the the huge amount of crates at the first turn that might overwhelm some people.
That is true, and there's... Oh, I was going to say, if he was a little bit further back, he could have dropped him over. There is a lot of potential to blast pigs into the abyss. And I think that's what makes this map pretty good for multiplayer. It's just the even split. Removing the minefield, of course, is a big plus. The bridge could have been there, but I think not having it there is also makes it a bit more challenging, kind of involves the water a bit more. But as you can see, across the water, there's like a ton of little tiny islands you can jump onto, so...
Yeah, that felt like a huge missed opportunity. I mean, he was standing right next to the gunner with the flamethrower.
Yeah, where are the flamethrowers at, man? You've even got the crates there. We saw some good ones the other night, Metal Man versus Zoo.
I still have to watch that.
Oh yeah, that's... I think at the time of recording this, that match has premiered on the League channel already, but yeah, some good flamethrowers in that one, but sadly none so far in this one.
A jetpack would kind of be a missed opportunity. That is definite poison range.
He's gonna hit the wall. He's gonna hit the wall, man.
And that's where maybe a blessing in disguise, but I think he will still stay on him. But this guy could have easily poison skipped.
Yeah, just go for a scoop. You didn't even need to hit him. Just I guess the kill. It's fine.
Oh,
oh
okay.
No! He'll take 1 health as he perishes. Raging's parry gives the middle finger by taking the -1, but dropping all the crates. And now we finally come to the scout who can maybe deal some poison damage, but just got to be wary of the suicide abilities held now by the gunner and the sapper, I believe. I've forgotten who's collected them. Or it could be I think it's the paratrooper and the gunner, but even so, collects back up the airburst. Flamethrowers not really in use right now.
Yeah, there's potential for some double poisons here. There's 2 lines I could...
Yeah, that's pretty healthy.
Looks like
again, his positioning up here isn't the best. Like I said, he's got to be very cautious of being blasted away, which I think is why he maneuvered. So just gets the scout. Maybe he'll let it roll. Nah.
And in come the NTP mines.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty helpful for the gunner that's body blocked on for Raging, because if he can deal with the other gunner and the para on that side, kind of take charge on his own side of the field, because right now we've got a big cluster of pigs over here. I think 50's going to change his attention to the other side. Can he get a solid jump? No. No, he cannot. Second attempt.
Looks good.
Decent. Still just...
damage plus, yeah.
Again, this is one of those maps that is deceivingly large. You think that you have plenty of time, and he only gets enough to deal the 25 in the end. Wanted to do the combo. Probably should have brought out the poison, to be honest.
Yeah.
if Raging can keep up the damage, then it's still very much a close match right now. But this is where you can fail miserably with the heavies. This is where you need to be as reliable as you can. He needs to just kind of find his zen. He's still got 20 seconds, still got plenty of time. But just keeping up that consistent damage now. We've talked about throughout this match, the gunners are very much more a part of the game now. And as we saw from that shot, not the outcome that he was looking for.
Also the missed opportunity by not picking up the crate. Now 50 will have both of the anti-P
It's another crate to 50. He's picked up the majority of them so far.
Yeah.
And he's going to pay the price, damaging himself for 12. Mortar was too short. I think from that distance, he should have just played it safe with the bazooka. Like, if you're not feeling confident enough with the mortars, then stick with a bazooka hit. And 50 can't forget about Raging Scout as well, who is in the top left corner. I think.
Yeah, but he is body blocking. This is like a very awkward situation.
Very strange situation as he sacrifices the damage on his own gunner, who might be blasted to safety.
Oh.
Actually, yeah, works out well for him in the end. Brings him down to 84. And Raging Scout on 94. So, again, if Raging can keep up the poison, but his team's health is dropping significantly faster than 50's right now.
Yeah,
It's like, who do you go for?
Does need to make use of the poison pigs he has, and also maybe kind of aim for getting a crate from the guys of 50 that are still alive.
Yeah, I think he played it safe, kept the airburst for a rainy day, and just went for the solid damage. The bar has 50 ahead, but again, that's just probably based on the health at the moment. And again, no flamethrower, even no machine gun. That could work just as well. But I think he's been pretty consistent, very consistent, I should say, with the mortars. 48, no damage to himself, the perfect distance away, and gets the body. Oh, okay, never mind. Would have got the body block.
This screams for another flamethrower.
So the weapon is right there.
Yeah, they're just not opting for it, which is fine.
No.
But okay, does he remember the HP? I actually don't.
If he does, then that's a big play. But if not, no, only the 20. I think 50 might need to know how much he's on as well. 39, okay. Maybe something he could have kept a secret, because now he's a bit of a disadvantage. Raging can target him. That makes him an issue for 50. But he's going to stick with the scout, seeing as he's on 138, so fairly comfortable.
Yeah, 50 looking very much taking the lead right here. He's doing consistent damage in his turns, barely doing mistakes.
Nice. Yeah.
Picking up all the crates, so Loony can make use of him.
And now all of Loony's pigs are on less than 100 health. So he's got no one that is kind of comfortable health-wise.
Yeah.
And the slippery tiles are probably doing his head in right now.
Yeah.
But it's very much, yet again, potential for a double poison. In fact, this is exactly the same position as previously. So if he can just drop this over...
That's a dangerous spot to stand in, let's say.
It is, but I think he's just risking it. Needs to get the double, gets one, misses the second.
Wait.
As it rolls, and he gets the... Completely by a stroke of luck, he manages the double.
But that TNT is, oh my god, it looks like a very clean out of bounds kill, but...
Yeah, I think he just needs, like I said, that slight nudge, getting him as close to the edge as he can, and then look to get the right angle to blast him off. So if he turns around now, and just double checks where he is, I think, he's still not really in an optimal position, so he's going to go for damage, and I think he's just going to go for the kill.
This could take a lot of time, though, from the clock.
I think as long as he spins around quick enough. No, I think he's going elsewhere. So just deals the 40. Could have got the kill with the TNT, to be honest, but that's a good split between the two. A little bit long.
Yeah, time pressure may have done him here, but
I guess it's something.
still overall, good turn.
Yeah, so 50 also has the poison gunner after that crazy double. And he is on that magic number of 50, so I think that's what Raging's looking at. He's also got...
No,
Hit
please
him with the
don't.
flamethrower! Hit him with the 30!
Okay,
You can get that skip.
maybe he's going for something else.
I mean, either or. Hit that guy with the flamethrower, hit the other guy with the bazooka. He's going to go for the gunner, but that is actually a trickier shot unless he angles it down.
Yeah, low angle direct hit would make very much... Could turn this around for him.
It just depends which way the game ends up blasting him, because if it hits him directly, then he should be fine, but if it bounces slightly behind him...
Good. It's a bit to the left, I guess, but okay, it works.
Just... So that is a potential for a skip, unless the scout says otherwise. I mean, I'd chuck the poison, try and poison the gunner and hit your own pig as well.
Scout's next. He will have a para next after
Oh, and
this.
again,
50.
that guy's on 22, so... does make more sense, but he is going to have to get a move on and hop back over on the other side to get the better angle to throw the poison. But I still sense a fair amount of hesitation here from 50, just taking those extra seconds to think about the maneuver. And again, he's got a long way to go. He's only on 29 health, so swimming isn't really an option. So he's hoping to throw this in between. And okay, he does avoid the skip, but will it roll back? Is it enough? No.
Not enough.
I think that might have dropped in the water, even if it had enough, if it had more time, I should say. But he avoids the skip, and now I think Raging will turn his attention to damaging that scout, maybe, because he's on 29 health, so there's potential for a skip there. That will then draw the attention of both the Sapper and the Para on the other side, but should also mention that the other pig on that side is on 43 and poison, so...
Yeah, and it is a para, which will be one of 50's next pigs. I don't know if it's this exact para, but...
He looks to be going more for the Sapper, which is surprising. I think he's maybe trying to drop it in between. I mean, it's a good hit, but again, not sure why he isn't prioritizing the poison. Maybe he knows that this guy's going to have to take his turn first, so he does technically have a bit of time.
Yeah, maybe something like that.
I guess if he would have damaged him just now, then this guy could have used his jetpack to take out that para. And he does get the kill as well. So nice use of that jetpack. And maybe just some clever thinking from Raging with that previous turn, but this could be a double kill in this turn here. Doesn't really need to go for the bazooka. That will damage his own pig if it's... Okay, gets the good hit. Still damages both of his pigs anyway.
Yeah, 4 puts him down to 25. Very easy number.
Removes that final crate, and this should be a simple hit for Raging. Still not going for the poison para.
The para will take some turns until it's him again. It will be the Sapper next, and then it will be the para. So
I think he is going to prioritize it, but then it should be 3 simple head jumps to rectify that for 50. But whether or not he does that, we will see.
And he's also down to 2 scouts, so he would have had an easy work with the other pig as well. But let's see. Maybe
scout is still pretty loaded as well.
Will he go for the head jumps? Doesn't seem like it. Is this a kill?
No, he's
60 something, right?
I think he's on. Actually, I think it might be, yeah, because he was on like 80, 84, I think, and then he took the 2 hits from the jetpack, so he might be down to 40 something. They weren't direct hits, so I think this is potential for a kill.
Yeah, maybe he's looking for the corpse explosion to kind of get rid of the poison problem, but that's
damage.
too far.
No. Oh, and the full damage too. That's definitely enough. Which means that this is now a 4v1. 94 HP Scout. 89 on the Sapper. Skip turn is imminent, so
yes.
I mean, yeah, you've basically got a free turn to deal some damage, and I guess that it will drop him down to another magic number. So the poison could come out again, but he just needs to make sure this connects. That looks too far to the right.
Oh,
It's too much. The
damn.
damage isn't there.
Unlucky, yeah. Okay, let's see what he can do. In comes Mortars.
I mean, that could be helpful, but I would honestly...
Oh no, he needs to focus the scout now.
Yeah,
He does.
scout. I forgot about him completely, to be honest.
Yeah.
I was thinking more about the crates, because there's an airburst in there he could utilize, and all the others.
25, another poison would have done it, but... well, maybe even a knife.
If he can get 5 head jumps on this guy and then poison the sapper, then that makes it a huge task for 50 to mitigate that skip turns. But whether or not he decides to go for just an all-out kill on himself here,
yeah,
I think that might be a bit more viable. If he had if this guy had collected the suicide, this would be perfect. But the mortar will do just as well.
Yeah, mortar can even be better than the suicide here. Going for a spicy 70, he just stands next to him.
I was thinking he was going to use the use the height behind him to make it harder for Raging to get those jumps, but I don't think he really cares too much if he kills himself here.
Oh.
Still gets the full 50. He does get damage on himself, and yeah, he's definitely dead.
Yeah.
So avoids that second skip turn, but that's some solid damage with the mortars.
Yeah.
Down to 33, and that is...
Looks like game over. The para will be next, and he's up to 90 HP, so he needs to get rid of him now.
Yeah, 89 on the para. Skip turn eminent on the sapper, but all 50 has to do to take this 3 points is hit this guy with a bazooka. He can even just angle it down and hit himself just to make sure.
Yeah.
But that should be it. I mean, that was a solid game, I think, on this new map. Yeah, just suicide. Go crazy.
Even that, yeah.
Yeah, just needs to make sure he hits it. If he overhits it, he will be screaming, but he does get it. And 50's very first match of the Grunt League, Winter Season 2023, he takes the win against the veteran, RagingLoony. Going into this, I felt like Raging was very much the favorite to win this game, but 50 takes it. And Niclas, what are your final thoughts?
Yeah, that was a very interesting game to see. Like kind of the best one I've seen so far in Grunt League. Very much to learn from this match, and you could see that both players can still improve on their moves. But so far that was very nice to see. Very good match.
Yeah, big congratulations to 50 for those 3 points. Raging, not the best start, but we've seen it time and time again in the league. Plenty of players starting on the back foot, but really coming through in the later group matches. But plenty more to look forward to here on the Hogs of War League channel. Hope you guys enjoyed and indeed can join us for the next match. But for now, it's goodbye from us.
Okay.
And we'll see you in the next one.
Bye-bye.